the people who aren't dumb, are going to get to the stage we got to and say, there must be more to it than this, right?
Yeah,
And
yeah,
okay? So what about philosophy? What about psychology? What
yeah,
about therapy? What about Sanskrit? What about
hmm,
history?
yeah,
And then they're going to slide into academia.
yeah. Because you're doing a university degree now, right? Aren't
No,
you, Stu?
I've got degrees already. I'm doing a master's in
A
yoga
master's. Yeah.
traditions of yoga and meditation. It's called. It's SOAS.
Hmm.
SOAS is like the radical left wing.
Yeah, I looked up their website. It looks pretty cool. Yeah, they have
Yeah,
really cool courses.
it's one of the few radical universities left. Where I
Yeah.
did my law degree was the anarchist university. That was the
Hmm.
most. We occupied it for 2 years and put on our own lectures. We took over the whole place.
Wow, that's amazing,
Yeah,
Stu.
we took
That is
over
the shit.
University of North London, 1994, 1993, 94. We took over the whole building and we ran our own lectures. It was 2p for a cup of tea, 5p for a meal. All the lecturers who loved us came in and lectured and we paid them and they got paid.
Wow,
And
that's so cool.
you could smoke bongs at the bar. We had 24-hour raves that went on all night.
Oh, wow.
And people loved it, and they shut us down quite quickly after.
Yeah.
Years later, they shut it down and made it into Metropolitan University.
Hmm.
When I applied for my LLB, which is your law degree, I got into Exeter, Bristol, or University of North London. And Exeter and Bristol are really posh universities. They're proper universities, like Oxford or Cambridge.
Yeah.
I went for the anarchist one.
Yeah, of course.
That was the only reason why I went there.
Yeah.
And it was the only, radical feminist, radical lesbian, radical gay community. It was the most outspoken socialist community and anarchist community. And I'm so glad I went there. And
totally.
SOAS is the last remains of that sort of line of teaching establishments.
So you're enjoying that then?
It's like Chinese, African studies.
Yeah, exactly.
Studies, religion, philosophy.
Yeah.
You can do African music there and different music. So it's got a very close link to Southeast Asia, to Africa, to China. You can do Taoism, you can do Buddhism.
Yeah.
You can't do that anywhere else in Britain.
And are you really doing these studies for yourself, Stu, or what was the reason why you?
I'm really doing my PhD.
Yeah.
I've got a bit of a plan that I want to. I really want, and I've half persuaded 2 universities to consider me to start to write an undergraduate yoga.
Oh wow!
Yeah, nobody's ever done it in the UK.
No.
Cool. The only one in the world is in India.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's none in Europe. There's none in America either.
No, I've never ever heard of it. Yeah.
I'm trying to persuade them of how profitable it will be for them.
Well, that's always a good way to start, right?
I'm sure I could get a lot of people interested in doing undergraduate yoga.
I'm there.
The thing is, for me to do that, it's better if I'm a PhD candidate.
Of course, yeah.
Because then I can say to them, look, I've got degrees, I've got masters, I've been a lawyer, I've been a teacher, I've been a yoga teacher for 25 years, I've run teacher trainings, but I'm actually working towards my PhD now, and I'm probably going to do that at Oxford or Cambridge. So then I can go to other universities like University of London and say, listen, there's a plan. Here's a plan for to do undergraduate yoga study. And I think other people must have thought about it, but no one's actually done it yet.
Super cool. What an amazing goal to have, Stu. That sounds incredible.
That's the only reason why I'm not studying just to be an academic, because I don't like academia.
No, obviously, you just mentioned it.
It's something practical that I can do to help other people.
Yeah.
And then if you could do a 3-year yoga studies course, 3 years, 12,000. They charge £12,000 a year here.
Yeah, so that
so it's £12,000 a year here. Ours was 10,000 for 1 year. And if you got 100 people, if you got 30 people, think about how much that is for the university as income.
Yeah.
I could, easily source good Sanskrit teachers, good history and philosophy teachers, incorporate all the parts of a teacher training, but on a much higher level. And then make it relevant to to people who have got into yogic studies, but they can't do undergraduate. And I've probably started to tell too many people about this, and people who are already PhDs will do it.
Be careful.
But I've already started to write out the whole plan.
Amazing.
And I've with a few Indian PhD students from Oxford, I've already approached a couple of universities and said, would you be interested? And this is with, Dr.
Super cool.
Dr. So-and-so, but I'm organizing it. The only letters I've got after my name will be LLB, MA, but if I've got PhD as well, that'll help. So I'll have the PhD for by the time I'm 64, so it'll give me a few years to write it as well. So
that's amazing.
At the moment, I'm doing mindfulness. I'm writing about the neoliberal capitalist mindfulness fad, which, as you say, is the Wild West. Where yoga teachings become a Wild West. So is mindfulness. You know what I mean?
Totally. Even the word
meditation is even worse. And so I'm writing. That's what I'm studying at the moment. And
really interesting.
Mindfulness and how mindfulness has become just a commodity. But my speciality in mindfulness is looking at the military. It's used in the army.
You once
in Holland as well. In Holland is one of the.
You were saying this to Rach at the interview. Tell us, it's crazy.
In Holland, there's a woman from America called Dr. Ja, and she runs this mindfulness organization, and she's persuaded the Dutch government, the British government, the Japanese government, the American government to invest millions of pounds in training the troops mindfulness meditation. They're actually being trained to be better killers.
Mindfully shooting.
They're actually being trained to deal with drone attacks and not suffer depression or PTSD from it.
Wow.
I'm all for mindfulness being used in the military for people with depression, PTSD, and chronic pain, but not so you can make them a killer, a more ruthless killer. And that's what she's promoting it as. She claims to be the friends with the Dalai Lama. She claims to be a good Buddhist. And my whole research is to disparage people like her.
Totally.
I taught the SEALs. I taught the U.S. Marines, the SEALs, who killed Osama bin Laden.
Oh.
I taught them yoga.
Whoa! No, I didn't know that. Okay.
And they warned me before I taught them. They came for 4 days to my workshops in Milan, 12 of them, and they were part of a special SEALs group based in Germany. Wow. And I taught their teacher. I taught her to be a teacher.
Wow.
She came on retreat with me, and she said, "These are my students." And I was like, "They're SEALs, aren't they?" And she's like, "Yeah." What regiment are they with? And she told me. And so I taught them, and I made such a big effort to impress on them about ahimsa and
more ahimsa.
It was in Italian, right? So it was in Italy. So they were the only ones in the room that could really understand me speaking English. The rest of it was through a translator. And I made sure I was standing close to them. I adjusted every one of them all the time through it. And I said, even if I've just made a little impact on your brain that might stick with you while you're in.
I'm sure.
It might change your mind. And then when they killed Osama bin Laden, I found out, like through certain books that I read, who they were that killed him. And but it's the same guys or not, it was the same regiment. It was the same group. And that made me really think about what she was doing with drone operators. She's not doing what I was trying to do, which was trying to say, reconsider what you're doing.
Exactly.
Think about it.
Think again.
Yeah. She was saying this is to make you better at it.
Yeah, no, that's totally.
two women I found, funnily enough, two women.
Wow. Yeah, I remember I saw your interview with Rach for the Almond Base Festival. Yeah, and then you were mentioning that. Mind-blowing.
Dr. Amishi Jha and Dr. Elizabeth Stanley. And I've done research on them for the past 2 or 3 months. And I've found out everything about their organizations and where their money comes from, and all these hippie Buddhist teachers that they're advisors.
Yeah.
You know, people who were like in California in the 60s and preaching peace and love to all the hippies. They're now crazy. Advisors for this organization.
But this is crazy, isn't it? Just like, but that's also like, that's what I feel. This is such an extreme, like putting it out of context, but we're doing that anyway all the time. I find with this mindfulness crap, you know.
Oh yeah, terrible. I mean,
this is crazy. Wow, what the story.
It's in JP Morgan. It's in education, in the classrooms.
Yeah.
You know, to make the young black poor person more receptive to their education, not really just to shut them up and not complain about society. You know what I mean? Not to say why am I poor?
Yeah.
Why does my mum have to be a cleaner? Why do people be racist towards me? They're not taught to ask those questions. They're taught to sit still and be non-judgmental and keep a clear mind and be in the present moment. Being in the present moment's not advisable because it's quite torturous for a lot of people.
Yeah.
Yeah. Would you like to be in the present moment if you were a victim of racism in a white neighborhood and you have no money and no job and you know what I mean? It's like
no.
That's what I've been doing, and that's one of the main things I've been researching.
Yeah, wow, that's super interesting.
So my PhD might be something a bit different.
Yeah.
I'm doing my PhD on academia.
How not to be.
Yeah, because seemingly once you get your MA, you have to actually toe the line to get the MA. You've got to just regurgitate what they tell you the way they want you to hear it. But by the time you get your PhD, you can actually be a bit more creative.
Yeah, and free.
And my creativity would stretch to the fact that have academics become neoliberal capitalists now? Because they're just making money. Do you know that Manchester University, which isn't the biggest university in England by any means, do you know it makes more of a profit than Manchester United and Manchester City together?
Shut up. That's crazy.
For you to go as an overseas student is something like £24,000 a year.
Yeah.
They really go out their way to recruit African students. So that one university makes more profit than Manchester United and Manchester City together.
That is totally insane.
That's the way how you always think that education
where we're going now.
Part of the state. It's a business.
But a lot of these universities are also corrupt. I feel like there's so much going on. Like there's on Netflix there's now a documentary of this guy who, you know, was kind of, I think he went to jail for it because he was, you know, trying to get parents to pay crazy amounts of money for these kids to go to Stanford or whatever, and it's just insane what's going on there.
Yeah, well, we thought a good way out of it would be to send our kids to Holland. We did. I always thought my friends sent their kids to Holland for university.
Okay.
To get them out of the British system.
Yeah.
Because it's just a business now. It's got nothing to do. It gets loads of money from the state as well, but it's just a business.
You kind of forget that it's actually a place of education. Like it's just business, you know?
Oh no, it's a business. It's like profit. And the vice chancellors, the people that run it here, the high up administrators, they get like £700,000 a year. So they pay themselves a lot of money. Who needs £700,000? You don't need £700,000.
No, come on. And then for you, like the charities that I already have in my head that could really use that money. I mean, it's
no. That's some of the chancellors. A normal university like Bristol or Bath, I think they get about £400,000 a year.
Yeah.
And that just stinks of corruption.
That's the thing. That's the thing.
Whereas they charge every student has to pay £12,000 a year. And if you can't afford it, you borrow it and then pay it back while you owe it.
Exactly. And
you get a student loan.
All that kind of stuff.
I left university owing £45,000.
Yeah.
Now you usually end up owing about £60,000 to £70,000.
Yeah. This is the thing.
And for my sister, that was free.
Yeah.
My sister's generation, that was all free, and she actually got money